I know it was a tough result tonight. Just kind of, what's the mood of the guys? I know you're playing some really tough competition, but not pulling these games out. How are the guys feeling right now?
I mean, like it's tough, but at the end of the day, we know it's baseball. We know it's a hard game. We know we're playing, good competition. We just gotta kind of leave it in the past and show it tomorrow and be better.
Yeah, it's a pretty good early game there going there. You had that, of course, that I'll call acrobatic catch over the fence there, and then you end up scoring a run in the next frame. Just will take us through that play out there, right?
Yeah, well, Teddy, takes a lot of pride out there, with knowing where we're at, not being fearful, getting to the wall. So we practice. I mean, we don't practice flipping over, but but we practice. Balls up against the wall. So I'm glad I was able to make him happy.
You caught the ball, and then did you know you were that close to the fence? Did you know you were about to flip over? Did it just happen so quick you didn't know?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be close, I think, but it's like a fence with some pads, so it ain't that bad.
Have you done that before?
I don't know if I have actually. I've been close, but
okay. Always the first time.
Yeah.
I noticed some of the kids that were sitting out there kind of came over to you. Just what was it like? Just kind of looking up and like, oh. Hey.
Yeah. They were like all over and over me, kind of. It was nice they were able to go check on me, but yeah.
What's it like to have Rich Wallace on the third baseline coaching you guys now?
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice to be able to have Lopes, the hitting guy, in dugout with us, talk about our plans, what he thinks we should do, and yeah, Coach, he coached third base before, so yes, it's nice.
What does the 1 through 9 need to do in order to kind of get more runners, home? It's been a bit of an issue over the past few weeks.
I would say just like stick to our approach. We gotta, Coach talks about it, and even our, Lopes and Teddy, they talk about sticking to your approach. He should be able to walk in the ballpark and know what we're doing. So I would say just be more convicted in our plans and go out and execute.
Their starter out there tonight, what made it so difficult to hit him? What was he doing well?
Obviously stuff-wise, he's elite. He has multiple pitches he can throw in the zone. Hard velo stuff, fastball, firm and change-up firm. So he was able to do well, but we got to that's what we signed up for in this league. So we got to do better.
What's it been like seeing Camden Wicker kind of take over the starting role?
Yeah, that's been awesome. We know he's had great stuff. He's been hurt for a lot of the beginning of the fall, but seeing him come back and seeing the projectability on him, he's been getting better. So he can definitely be one of our guys moving forward for sure.
With this weekend marking like the halfway mark through Big 12 play, where do you kind of evaluate the team?
I don't think we can should beat ourselves up too much. We've had so many games that are so close. Just a couple plays or a couple swings or just certain things that we're so close. We're not really. A lot of games that we've lost, we've kind of beat ourselves. So just kind of knowing that. We're really that close, so just keep on playing better and, continue to get better.
What was Coach Wallace's message to the team after this one?
Kind of what like I heard him say here, show up tomorrow, be ready to win. And, like you said, if you don't feel convicted that we can come out here and win, then, don't show up, I guess.
What do you think it's going to take for this team to pick up a win tomorrow?
We just got to execute on both sides of the ball. Pitching's great. And yeah, just hitting, get guys on base, take swings whenever, guys are on bases. Just kind of, do a little bit of everything, stuff that we're capable of. So yeah, just go out and kind of, try to scratch off some more runs and put us in a better spot to win.
Is there anything specific that you've been working on in your own game?
My approach, just kind of what I'm thinking up there, what I need to be thinking, to put myself in the best situation, I would say.
It's good. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Andrew.